Hey, what's up guys, Jack here, and today I'm bringing you some Uncharted 4 multiplayer gameplay. Very saucy indeed. So I went down to the Sony offices in London a few days back and got to play and record the stuff that you're seeing here. They had this bad boy in the lobby. I tried to take it home with me, but unfortunately wouldn't quite fit in my laptop bag. I cry every time. So there's two maps to showcase here, and sadly we only got to play Team Deathmatch on them. But that's exactly the same content that you'll get to play in the multiplayer beta, which is coming up pretty soon. I think it's actually out today. Now, I've played all three Uncharted games on PS3 when they were released. Uncharted 2 is clearly the best, by the way. Uncharted 3 was good, but it just didn't have the same impact and wow factor that number 2 left me with, because it was such a big jump from the first one to the second one. And at the time, there was just nothing else like it around on PS3 or Xbox 360. And Uncharted 1 is okay, but by today's standards, some of the gameplay mechanics are a bit rough around the edges. I digress. So, Uncharted 4 has multiplayer, unsurprisingly, as did Uncharted 2 and 3. It always kind of felt tacked on to me though in those games, a bit of an afterthought. Not to say that it was bad though. I did play it for a little bit, but it was never enough to hold my attention. There wasn't enough depth there, in my opinion. And it's just that you don't really play Uncharted games for the multiplayer. It's all about Nathan Drake and the characters that you meet, the story, the adventure, the ridiculous set pieces and action moments that he gets stuck in. Nathan Drake is simultaneously the unluckiest and luckiest man alive in video games. What's the multiplayer like here then? Well, for the most part, I certainly had fun with it. The controls are tight. The game runs at 1080p 60 FPS in multiplayer, as far as I can tell. They look pretty sharp. Two teams, whoever has the most kills after the timer runs out, or whoever gets to 35 first will win. It's pretty simple game design. You've all played Team Deathmatch, come on. As for your character's loadout, there's a selection of presets you can choose from, such as Assault, Charger, Close Range, Recon, Sniper, and these are all set up in the obvious ways that you'd think they would be. You can make your own completely custom loadouts too. It's just that you have to reach certain levels and then you can unlock certain guns and upgrades. On top of the guns and grenades, you also have mystical abilities. If you're a fan of the Uncharted games, you'll know that it's always had an element of the supernatural in it. It isn't completely grounded in reality. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones vibe. That's like the best way I could describe it for the masses. And as such, as you accrue points, you'll get to buy upgrades and mysticals, special weapons and equipment that's going to be more powerful than the standard fare. For example, here I spawned in an AI brute next to me, a big heavily armoured dude pumping steroids that walks around murdering everyone for me. That's actually pretty powerful too. There's a sniper version of him as well that's an absolute pain in the ass to deal with. Or if you want to get a little more hands-on, you can spawn in with a special revolver, for example, that deals a lot of damage but only has 6 shots, or a shotgun that's just absolutely devastating at close range. And then you get into the mysticals. This one is a teapot, or I like to call it the teapot anyways. It's more of like a genie's lamp that makes you run really fast and sets you on fire and you can dash around with it. Or there's the Cincinnati Stone, or this one, the Wrath of El Dorado, which spawns a totem that fires out purple balls of death at your enemies. You get the idea. You score points, you buy limited use items that are completely overpowered and spice up the game a little bit. There is an element of team play in here as well. TDM in a lot of games is just play for yourself and don't care about your teammates, but you can support your teammates. If they go down, you can pick them up, or you can throw med packs at them if you're playing as a support character. So it does have that going for it. You can also do this, swing around everywhere with the grappling hook. You're basically Spider-Man, as far as I can tell. When you've got this thing, you can swing around, you can swing and shoot if you like looking cool. Climb up it, climb down it, just hang around if you want to, like a monkey. But arguably the best feature of the grappling hook is this. If you time your swing right and an unsuspecting victim happens to be in the wrong place at the right time, hit square and then boom, RKO out of nowhere. Pretty cool. Feels satisfying when you manage to land those. Overall, really, there's not much content in the beta. I think it's obviously much more of a technical test and to just let people play the game, get their hands on it. I certainly had fun with these two maps and TDM. The gameplay is nice and rewarding, it feels fine. I'm just sad that we didn't get to play in any cool objective-based game modes like the ones that they had in the previous games multiplayer. I'm sure there will be a lot more to see in the full game, of course. Obviously, TDM isn't going to hold your attention forever, but if the developers can bring some of those epic single-player moments into a dynamic multiplayer match, then there might be something worth holding onto here. We'll see. Either way, I know for a fact that I'm going to play through Uncharted 4 single player, and it's probably going to be an awesome campaign. I'll most likely be doing a walkthrough of it as well, because those games are basically like watching movies. They're really fun to play and also really fun to watch. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one.